Okay guys, so that is our finished look. Does my makeup look good? I think it does look good. Hey everyone, and welcome back. If you're new here, then hello. My name is Zoe and this is my YouTube channel. Today's video is how to make your makeup look good. It's really that simple. Today I'm sharing 10 tips on how to make your makeup look good. And if you do your makeup and you just think something's not really hitting the mark when you finished and you think maybe this could look a little bit better, try to implement some of these tips and see if they make a difference, because I promise you they will. Really simple and really easy tips for everybody really, and yeah, they're going to make your makeup look good. So let's get straight into today's video, and step number one is of course skin prep. I've done my skin prep today, but you basically need freshly cleansed skin, freshly moisturised skin. It doesn't have to be a really complicated routine. This is just the Prep and Prime primer from Primark. I absolutely love it. It's nice and rich and it keeps my skin moisturised through the day, but just a basic skin cleanse routine, just freshly washed skin and moisturised skin. Your makeup needs to sit on top of something to cling onto. If you're just popping it straight onto dry skin, there's going to be no hold there and it's not going to sit very well during the day, and you'll notice that's when it kind of tends to separate in some areas and it can tend to cling to dry areas as well. Tip number two is picking the right foundation for your skin type. Now I'm a bit more dry, so I like foundations which are a little bit more dewy, a little bit more of like a satin finish. Nothing that dries down too matte, because again I'm more dry and it's going to accentuate my dryness throughout the day. If you are a bit more oily, you might want something a little bit more matte, which does dry down more matte and will control your oils and help you not get too shiny throughout the day. I use the Maybelline Skin Tint for my foundation today. Absolutely love this. It has a really nice glowy finish to it. It doesn't dry down throughout the day on me, and I can control how much I set it with powder. Really nice and comfortable for dry skin. So I'm going to apply this today. If you work the opposite way, if you're a bit more oily and go with something a bit more dewy, you might find throughout the day that your oils are a little bit more harder to control throughout the day. You might not have as much time to kind of keep on powdering, and you might find that's when things start to separate. And also if you have dry skin and you go with something a bit too matte, you might find that it dries down too much throughout the day, and that's when it starts to kind of cling to certain areas. So it's trial and error really a lot of the time when it comes to different foundations, but if you tend to kind of stick to those categories depending on what type of skin you have, you should be fine. Tip number three is blending your foundation down your neck and around your ears properly, especially if you are wearing tan and if your face might be a little bit of a lighter shade and you're matching, so wearing a darker foundation. Please blend down your neck. Even though your matching shades, like today's shade match is pretty good, I still always blend around my neck, because you don't want to see where anything starts and finishes. Blend around the back of your ear as well. If you're having your hair up and it's an occasion, always blend around the back of your ear. That's one thing I always do on my clients as well, and it just really enhances the look of your makeup. It just makes everything look so much more flawless, especially if you've done fake tan and you've left your face out. You've most probably left your ears out as well, so just make sure you go around all your edges of your face really, and just make sure that you've blended everything down. Tip number four is wearing a cream bronzer and cream blush underneath your powders. So I think this one looks a little bit more natural and you can really build up your colours as well, instead of just doing foundation, setting and then applying powder bronzer and powder blusher. I just feel like you can build it up a little bit more using creams as well. It also makes the colours on top last a little bit longer, because I find blush, especially your powder blush, is one of the first things that kind of wears off the quickest, because it's one of the very top layers and the last layers that you apply. I think the key to a flawless makeup look that looks good is just lots of light layers. So try and use the same kind of colours underneath that you are going to use on top, and I promise it'll make a huge difference. It also means you don't have to do too many layers of heavy powder on the top. because you've already built up that intensity of colour underneath, you then don't need as much powder on the top, which I think looks a lot better. Number 5 is setting your makeup. Now, the amount of people that I speak to that don't set their makeup and I wonder why it's not lasting throughout the day or it's moving and it doesn't look good at the end. You have to set it. Even if you are a bit more dry and you're scared of more powder, especially your under eye more than anything, and around the areas that you tend to touch your face a little bit more or tend to move a little bit more, you have to set. If you're a bit more oily, you can do a loose powder. This is just a translucent one. I like to use a translucent powder to do the centre of my face because sometimes I do get a bit more shiny there, and especially on my under eyes. You tend to touch your face a lot, like around your nose and mouth throughout the day as well. So you want those areas to be really set so they're not getting disturbed through the day. If you're a bit more dry and you are scared of powder and you're scared of drying out through the day, just use a pressed powder. This is a translucent one from Rimmel. It's compact, so if you use it with a brush, you tend to get a lighter layer than a loose powder. So this would work really, really well for you. But you have to set your makeup, or else you're giving your makeup just free roam to move around your face throughout the day. And if you're a bit more oily and you've used a more of a matte foundation, you might find your under eyes will still need setting depending what concealer you've used. I find this helps control oil throughout the day, especially a translucent powder, and it gives that flawless finish to end with. It sets everything in place, and if you are more dry and you still like the glow and you want to keep that finish, again, just stick to the centre of your face where it tends to get a little bit more shiny. You don't want to look oily throughout the day, but if you want that glow, absolutely fine. I love a good glow, and you will keep that in your outer perimeter, but your makeup will look so good if you keep here and here, especially down the centre, just really nice and flawless. This isn't tip number 6, but this is a bonus tip because I've only just thought of it while I'm actually doing this. But when you're doing your powder products on the top, press them instead of buff them around, just so you don't disturb anything underneath. Your makeup is just going to look so much more flawless this way. And again, blending all around your neck and the outer perimeters is key. Okay, tip number 6 is when it comes to eyeshadows, use one of 3 combinations. Instead of complicating this video with eyeshadow palettes and all that jazz, I tend to stick to one of these 3 combinations and it always works and it always looks good. Number 1, if you like your eyes more matte, stick to your bronzer and your pressed powder and use those 2 to create an eyeshadow look. Number 2 is you can use your bronzer and your blush colour. I really like to do that because I feel like everything kind of like falls in sync with each other. And the final one is using your bronzer and your highlighter. So one of those 3 combinations, if you don't want to faff around with eyeshadow palettes, one of those 3 combinations always look good. Okay, I'm going to keep it quite simple and I'm going to just do my bronzer and I'm going to use my pressed powder. We can deepen it up with an eyeliner if you want to add that in as well. I'll probably do that, and I'm going to do a lash today because one of the tips does include a lash. I just think sometimes the simplest ideas always look good in the end, and you can always add and take away to suit whatever makeup look you're doing. If you're doing a really soft, easy glam, don't do a lash, don't do any eyeliner. If you want to smoke it up a bit, add as much eyeliner as you want. I'm going to use my pressed powder as more of like a highlight to my inner corner. Just press this on. Okay, then to finish it off, because we're going to glam it up a little bit, I'm going to smudge a little bit of eyeliner into my lash line, and I'm going to tight line just to prep my eye ready for a lash. Okay, I put my lashes on. Tip number 7 is hiding your lash band. This, I think, is a really important finishing touch when it comes to your makeup. It makes your makeup so much more elevated, and just attention to detail in little areas I think make your makeup look so good at the end. So I just take a black eyeshadow, you could use any sort of dark eyeshadow, on a really thin brush, and I'll tap over if there's any kind of excess glue showing. If it's, sometimes they can dry a little bit on the grey side. I just go over where my false lash ends and then my lash line starts. It just blends a little bit better if you use a little bit of eyeshadow. It's soft, it's not like a super harsh line. It just kind of marries everything together. Okay, tip number 8 is using a tiny bit of bronzer on the lower lash line to finish everything off. Now I know a lot of people don't like a really smoky under eye, but I think this, a really soft amount, for me it hides my very fine lines underneath. We've all got lines underneath our eyes, that's just inevitable. But this, a really soft amount, so it's not smoky underneath, it just really finishes it off. A really light sweep of bronzer does help disguise those under eyes. So if you want your under eye looking really nice and flawless, it doesn't have to be a lot, it doesn't have to be really dark, your bronzer will work absolutely fine. Tip number 8, we're on to lips, and my tip would be to always use a lip liner. If you're someone that just uses a lipstick or a lip gloss with no liner, I think a lip liner will make your lip look so much more sharper and so much more complete. It doesn't have to be a darker lip liner than the colour of your lipstick or lip gloss, just something that's the same colour. I think just outlining first just sharpens everything up. I also think a lip liner does stop your lipstick and lip glosses from spreading too much as well. It kind of holds them in place a little bit more, makes them a little bit more long lasting. I personally like to fill my lip line in and then I just go straight over the top with my gloss. Okay, so tip number 10 is when you're using your setting spray, make sure you're going over after and pressing everything in place. I'm using a dewy setting spray today because I'm a bit more dry. You can use a mattifying one if you're a bit more oily, but there's a trick to a setting spray which I can't live without, so I will show you. After I've had a good spray down, okay, so I've done a good few sprays. You want to dry it as soon as possible, but you also want to take your damp sponge or your puff or even a brush and just like press on with the brush. Press all of this in so you don't get any watermarks, because I find a lot of setting sprays do leave marks, and I just think pressing the spray in after only really lightly does ensure that your makeup is flawless and you don't have any like spray marks at the end. Okay guys, so that is our finished look. Does my makeup look good? I think it does look good. They are my 10 tips on how to make your makeup look good. Let me know if you implement these into your makeup routine, and let me know if any of them make a difference as well. I really hope you did enjoy today's video. Let me know if you did down in the comments. Please give it a big thumbs up as well, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week in my next one. Bye!